The type of cookie I'm making is a vegan cinnamon cookie. It's going to be kind of like a snickerdoodle cookie. So I'm going to be basically, if you've seen my previous lives, then you'll know that I've made a vegan sugar cookie recipe. So I'm going to basically base that off of this right here, but it's going to be different. Like, I'm going to change some of the ingredients there to make this vegan cinnamon cookie. So let me start. I'm basically just gonna mainly change the flavorings, add something different. Okay, so of course all the basic ingredients like butter, sugar, milk. So those basic ones and flour. So I'm going to actually be making cookies for my mom's company for her real estate. So if you guys are in real estate or anything, you guys can order cookies too. So when I do make these cookies, I might actually do a live for when I make the cookies. Okay. And in my other video, like when I made those cookies, the recipe, it made about 18 to 20 cookies. So this is a good big batch cookies. Like you can double this easily. And also one mistake I messed up with my other cookies was that I left them in the oven a little too long, thinking they weren't done. So they were actually done. So mine came out a little hard when they were finished, but they still were good. So vegan cookies, they can be light. Like the coloring can be light, but only do them for the amount of time and make sure you check them and make sure like only the sides, like the bottom, should be very light brown. A teaspoon. And now I'm going to add, actually I'm going to do a half tablespoon of root starch and a half teaspoon of cinnamon. And then, should I add a little almond? I might add a little almond extract. I'm going to add just like an eighth teaspoon of almond. That means I should probably increase a little bit of flour because I'll have, well, that means I actually should lessen up on some flour. I I might do just 2.5 cups. Maybe I just do 2 cups, 2 full cups. 2 full cups of flour. And then a teaspoon. I want to make sure these cookies are a little fluffy, like soft and in the inside, and the rim, like the outside is kind of like a little crunchy, like inside chewy. So I'm going to do the same instructions. Have any of you guys heard of Feed Your Soul? If you have, put it in the live chat box and I'll come back to that when you guys are done. Okay. So I always like to beat the butter before for like a minute. And I always like to mix it for about a minute until it's creamy and smooth. So, okay, now back to this. Then add the sugar. Add the sugar. And cinnamon. And a great tip for when you are baking or mixing something or just anything, even cooking. It's great to prep your ingredients beforehand. Measure out your ingredients, put them in separate little bowls and order. So when you are making something, you can easily just dump and go and mix. That's what I did, and it was very easy. Like mixing and baking it was fast and easy. Like usually it takes me about like 30 minutes to make something. That took me about 20. It lessens up on the time for you. Sugar, cinnamon, and mix on high speed for about 2 to 3 minutes. Also, I like to give shout outs. So if you want a shout out, make sure you put it in the comments. But also, I want to give a shout out to an awesome creator. So Nora Cooks. She gave me lots of inspo on cookies, like making these cookies, like pretty much any dessert or even food to make, vegan specifically. She has given me lots of inspo. Okay, so now I'll add the milk and flavorings. And This is actually my first time making completely my own recipe. So, like from scratch, basically nothing. So, it's actually pretty easy once you get into like baking and cooking and you know the ingredients and you know good substitutes. It's actually pretty easy to do. Milk plus flavorings. And I should add some for rolling. I'm going to do like a snickerdoodle cookie. I'm going to roll it in cinnamon sugar. So add a little cinnamon and sugar, mix that up well, and then just roll the raw, um, I can't even talk. Roll the raw cookie in there and then put it on a baking sheet and bake it. So I'm gonna do cinnamon and sugar. Specifically brown sugar when you're doing the rolling. So you put brown sugar. Not any granulated. I like the color when I put brown sugar, but you could use granulated sugar. I just prefer brown sugar because it's extra fine too, and like it's thinner, and like it gives you a great color. So look at flavorings. I'm gonna add the starch. And just extra tip, if any of your cookies seem like your dough, if it seems while you're mixing it, if it seems dry, just add a splash bit more liquid. Most likely you want to add a bit more milk, just a splash of it at the time. So you, because it's harder to take out milk than it is putting it in. So just easy baking tip there. Add the starch. We're going to mix that up. Okay. Okay. Beat on high and mix until combined. And then, so this one's probably going to need chilling also because I'm using it just like my sugar cookies. So I'm actually going to try with chilling. I might make these tomorrow. Yep, I might make these tomorrow night. Or even tonight. Mix until combined. And then, add the flour. I should add flour a cup at a time. Add your flour a cup at a time. This is actually where I keep all my recipes. This book here. It's just an easy way to organize all my recipes. time. And mix. I would do frosting, but I don't think frosting would be a good idea on cookies that are needing shipping. So I won't do frosting on them. But I should probably add a little bit more sugar, maybe like a cup. Mm. Okay. That's my eraser. So I'll probably just do half cup. Maybe I should do a full cup, 1 cup sugar, and then do 1.5 cups flour. See how that comes out. And if it needs more thickening, then I'll just add that flour. Okay, so I have my vegan cinnamon cookies. I will go live tonight if I make them, or either tomorrow night when I make them. Okay, so I said I was going to show you guys Feed Your Soul. But before that, I am going to be starting a juicing business. This is my cup, my bottle. So I'll be having different flavors of juices soon. And I'll be starting baking also. So this is what Feed Your Soul is. They have a bunch of different cookies and brownies in different packages. And brownies, cookies, apparel, celebration, catering. They have thank you gifts. DIY kits, and multiple more. So I'm going to be starting the baking business soon, and I'll have pretty much a few vegan stuff on there, mostly seasonal things, and the menu will change from time to time. But for you all that haven't seen the cookies, I will get those actually now. So here is one of the cookies that I made. This is the sugar cookie that I made. So that is all for today's live. I will probably go live tonight or tomorrow night if I can, and I'll show you guys how to make the cinnamon cookies, and also I have a vegan lemon cookie that I'm making, so I'll show you guys both.